Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vase. My last day in Mallorca, so off to the airport in about 30 minutes. So wanted to bring you a video. Sometimes I do these at the airport, but like, hey, I have 30 minutes. Let me just get this done real quick because I'm not landing in Egypt until like 8:30 at night or something like that, like something in the evening. I don't know. So I won't, definitely not going to be a video later today. So this is my only shot at it. And I didn't do a video yesterday, so wanted to take a look at the price. All right, let's do it. Let's go to screen share. Mallorca was great. I just wish it was warmer. Oh, you know what? I'm chewing up some bandwidth here. Let me close a couple of things. Let me also close, I was running a node. Let me close that as well. Save some bandwidth here. All right, let's go to screen share. Boom. Understanding Bitcoin is almost here. Almost here. We got less than 2 weeks to go. Less than 2 weeks, guys. So if you're still deciding, you can see right there, we're updating pictures. The agenda is almost done. Giacomo is already talking about it. We have some rooms. I think the hotel is sold out, but we had pre-bought some rooms at a slightly cheaper rate. And we do have some rooms that people can buy from us. Didn't really want to get into the room reselling business. However, we did get a few less speakers than initially anticipated. So we ended up with a few extra rooms. So go ahead and check it out. We added a couple of options, but all of them are specific to the accommodation at the Palace, which is a 5-star hotel. So it should be great. It's located right here in Slima, Malta. All right, let's, agenda is going to be posted this week. Okay, tonebase.com. So the Mallorca conference called Blockchain Days, that has ended. So you can go over to my calendar. We're going to update this next week for the next 3 months, putting together the rest of my calendar. But the reason I'm in Egypt, is this event right here, Traders Fair. Go ahead and check that out. Traders Fair is free to attend. At least the last one I spoke at was free to attend. I believe they're free to attend. Correct me if I'm wrong. So lots of attendees. Go ahead and check it out. Why am I not on the speaker? There I am. Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm like, I didn't see myself as a speaker list. There I am on the speaker list. It should be great. So go ahead and check it out. If you are in Egypt, come out. This is Saturday night. I will be speaking at Traders Fair. It's a trading conference, not a Bitcoin conference. So check that out. And I will be exploring Egypt this week, and while still attempting to get some work done. That's pretty much it for me. Check out the workshops. I think I might have to cancel the one in Cairo, or I'll just use the space as an office on Sunday. Malta is doing well. Then I'll be in the US for about a week. We'll get one done in Philly, Mexico after that, and then back in New York for consensus, and after that back to Europe. All right, let's go to the price. Long-term view, has anything changed? No. However, the month is coming to an end. And as you can see by my long-term view chart, next month is the month I expected there to be some kind of a Bitcoin drop. Is that going to happen? No one knows. I can always slide this thing over, right? Because I am now expecting a move up towards the 5,000 and trap a bunch of bulls. Hopefully not the ones that are watching this channel, but trap a bunch of bulls. So we will keep an eye on the development of that. Here's a slightly zoomed in version, and that's an arrow. So I am looking for a bull trap up to 5,000, but I don't believe that price has bottomed. Here's the weekly chart. We have started a brand new week in Bitcoin. The weekend is over. By the way, my NCAA bracket is doing pretty damn good. I mean, so far, every one of my Elite 8 teams is still in play, and I only have 2 wrong teams in the current, out of the current 16 teams. I think I only have 2 or 3 that I am incorrect about. Hold on a second. I'm not going to show you my bracket, but now I'm curious. Give me a second. So I am in a tournament with a bunch of friends, and I am in 6th place. Not bad, only 3 points out of the lead, tied with a bunch of people. And so far, out of the last 16 teams left in the tournament, I have made 2 mistakes. So I have 14 out of the 16 teams correct so far in the tournament. So not doing too bad. Okay, a new week has started. Now notice how last week was week 7 on the sequential, and it is a reversal candle. This is the kind of reversal candle that bothers me. One of the reasons why I am not overly bothered by this reversal candle is because this reversal candle did not mark the top of the swing high in the current trend. The current trend being the bounce off of the 200-week moving average the week of February 4th. Now, because the swing high of this week took place the week of February 18th and not the week of March 18th, I am not overly concerned about the doji. And that is the difference. Like, you can't, in technical analysis, you can't just, there's no one size fits all. There's no thing that says, I have rules that tell you how to trade the doji. But it's hard for me to program these rules and also remember to program the rules on something as subjective as the swing high happening on the 3rd candle of the upswing instead of the 7th candle of the upswing. So by sheer force of this upswing and pullback the week of February 18th, that makes this doji less of a reversal than it normally would. So you want to keep that in mind. Someone says the monthly is on an 8. Yes, the monthly is on a red 8. So next month is going to be a 9. I would love for that month to be a capitulation 9. And the month is going to start in about a week. And then we have 30 days. So we'll see what happens. So for now, I remain bullish until the charts tell me otherwise, at least the weekly charts. The daily charts are somewhat useless. There, I don't see much. We did have a 9, but this 9 did not come on a swing high, and it didn't even hold the 9 element of the 9. It turned into a 9 at the top of that candle. I am somewhat ignoring it. That if you had to force me to make a decision on the daily chart according to sequential is leaning bearish because the red 2 yesterday went below the red 1. However, we are in a bit of an uptrend here, so I would consider the daily chart bearish according to sequential, but neutral according to general TA and reality. So I have no conviction on the daily chart. The 12-hour chart, here's the 12-hour chart, and the 12-hour chart is also somewhat useless. It is neutral in nature. Now the sequential is bearish. However, you are in a bit of an uptrend, even though you've just fallen below a moving average. Doesn't mean all that much. I'm going to call the daily and the 12-hour totally neutral. The 4 hours is neutral as it gets. You are price flipping on ones. You are stuck between the moving averages and the setup trend line, which you just can't close below. I mean, it's amazing how this is just being supported. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. 8 out of the last, 20 candles, 16 candles, something like that, has been bounced off the setup trend line. That seems to be very, very critical. Setup trend line is at 39.55. Now, I will say the more times you push against the support line, the more likely it is to break to the downside. But as a short-term trader, this has been amazing. But the upswings have only been $20. So unless you're looking for a $20 price move in Bitcoin and you're trading at like 25x leverage or 50x leverage, it doesn't really mean anything to you. Here's the 60-minute chart. The 60-minute chart is also all over the place and is generally useless. However, do pay attention to hammer candles that look like this. they give you nice short-term buying opportunities. This was the candle that we were looking at the other day. We kept holding the setup trend line until eventually we closed below that setup trend line. And now I have a slightly more bearish posture on the hourly chart than I did the last time I did this video. But also notice we hit this 9. We kept being supported by setup trend. We had our 1, 2, 4 candle correction to the upside after the 9. Maybe it was bled into the 5th candle, and then we started the countdown phase. Now the countdown phase is currently at an 8 of 13 coming from this 9. And let's see if we can complete the 13 and see what happens then. The bulls versus bears, the both are starting to deleverage a little bit. I don't really see much relevance here. Today's Monday, but it's 5:40 in the morning, and I can't wait to see what the S&P 500 futures look like. I have not looked at it at all. Friday was a complete disaster. I didn't even know it was happening until after it happened, which is, again, unfortunate due to travel schedule and, speaking at events and stuff. And here's the GBTC. Let's see how that opens. I'm still looking for my upswing to $5,000 on the price of Bitcoin. So that means GBTC should swing into the $6 to $7 zone, hopefully into the $8 zone. And then I can take my beautiful profits off my GBTC long. Not going to talk about this today. Gold. Gold is pushing higher. Again, I am a little surprised. I don't like gold right now. I would not risk it to the upside or to the downside. Gold is just too dangerous for me to trade. I would look for other trading opportunities. The S&P is unfortunately pushing lower. So this is bad. This is very bad. And right now, of course, this is the futures market. I would never trade the futures market on a Monday morning before market opens. But what I will say is, that is a catastrophic candle following a 913. Now, those that have attended my workshops would know that I pay very close attention to the type of candle and that forms on a 9. When you have a 913, it's a huge signal to get out of the market. Now, because this was a huge upswing on a positive note of the Fed statement, there was absolutely no reason to exit your S&P trades at the end of the day on Thursday. However, when strong weakness showed up the following day on Friday, you then need to take the 913 seriously. So the question becomes, and this is what I try to teach people, when do you take the 913 seriously, or when do you take the 9 seriously? Well, when you have a 9 like this, like on February 25th, you had a 9 as a reversal shooting star candle at the top of horizontal resistance. You take this 9 seriously. At the end of the day that this 9 forms, you take it twice as seriously if that's a Friday, which it was not, okay? But you take it seriously nonetheless. When do you take this 913 seriously? Well, you don't have to take this 913 seriously until the following day. Because the candle closed strong, there was really no reason to panic on the day of the 913, but there was plenty of reason to panic the day after the 913. That's a decent question, drum loop. I'll try to get to it in a second. So when do you take this 913 seriously? Well, somewhere in the middle of this candle, right? You have to realize that, holy shit, this 913 is relevant. I'm not going to say that's the cause for reversing the price. It doesn't work that way. No TA signal forces the price to do anything. The price is free to do whatever it likes. But from a probability perspective, this 9 aggressive 13, and I honestly don't really care for the aggressive 13. I would have wanted this to be a combo or a sequential 13. Now, we're still working on the sequential 13, and in order to get the proper sequential 13, what we would actually need is a close above the 8 candle, which means we're going to be back to the all-time high vicinity. So there's lots of little intricacies surrounding the countdown that's forming. Now, you have a red 2 trading below the red 1 in the futures market. That is a bearish sign. Now, let's all hope Let's hope and pray for only a 1 to 4 candle correction, and then a new countdown phase to the upside in the S&P 500, where at least I want that. The gloom and doomers don't want that. You know, the numerologist and my latest scammer that I attack, Bo Poley, wants the stock market to crash to zero. Okay, he wants his friends and family to lose their jobs just so he can sell more subscriptions. So not everyone wants the stock market to go up. The majority of the people want the stock market to crash to zero, and they have been, you know, generally wrong for 100 years because it hasn't crashed to zero yet. Will it? We will find. We will all see one day. Now, this 1 to 4 candle correction cannot go below this setup trend line. If it does, the stock market is in trouble. I will even say that if I see this 1 to 4 candle correction go below 2750, I think it's in serious trouble. The moment the S&P 500 breaks the setup trend line to the downside and approaches the swing low or this middle dotted line at 2720, we are in trouble, because then you are approaching a new swing low. Notice on this entire move since December, we are now almost 4 months into this uptrend, and at no point do you see a noticeable lower swing low. That is very, very important. If we make a new lower swing low, the market could be in trouble, and I will foresee this area as a bull trap. Now, people will say, Tone, you are so late to the party. How do you not see the bull trap here? It's very simple why I don't see the bull trap here yet, because we have just broken out to a new swing high. That means I have to assume that we are going to make a higher swing low, and then we'll go to a new swing high bordering on all-time highs. Until I see a lower low, I have no reason to believe that this is some kind of a bull trap. This would be a nasty bull trap, because at this point, I am expecting new all-time highs. Like I said, maybe not this year, but certainly next year. But if we swing lower than 1720 and even 1700, everything is in danger, and the S&P could have a significant correction. Like, we are about to get into a very critical stage. Now, thanks to the daily TD sequential, you should be out of the S&P swing trade long right now. I'm not saying you should be shorting the S&P, but I'm saying there's no way in hell I would be holding the S&P swing long right now. The weekly chart is also on a 9, and probably with some serious, like lower momentum indicators. So this is another indication. Again, at the end of last week, there was no reason to panic and get out on this 9. But this is a reversal shooting star candle marking a high. This is very, very important. This is a very serious candle. And if we go below this giant cluster of support, or even get into the giant cluster of support, that could be very, very tricky. Now, I will assume an uptrend until proven otherwise. This is a 9 on a weekly, so it's possible to have a 1 to 4 candle weekly correction and then go into the countdown phase to new all-time highs. Now, you have to be really careful with this 1 to 4 weekly correction, because if this 1 to 4 weekly correction is somewhat big, your daily chart could look troublesome. However, I will say that as long as the weekly correction stays above 2650, the weekly trend is intact and is bullish. We have to stay above this blue line, above it. If we can go back to this blue line and go back up, this would be an enormous weekly inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern, or simply a cup and handle. Like, lots of good things can happen. I want to see a pullback, but because of the weirdness over the prior 2 weeks before the current week, 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago, because this is last week's candle and this is the cash S&P, so the next weekly candle is going to start to form in about 3 hours, so or 4 hours, something like that. So just keep that in mind. I will definitely bring you more on the S&P 500. Okay, I'm curious how many viewers we got at this hour. Oh, 420, beautiful. 420, nice number. Hey, Drumloom, I'm going to answer your question, but then I do have to get going. I have to get to the airport. I have to check out of this place that I'm staying. It's very interesting. So I'm actually staying in a room designed for at least 4 people, maybe more. It's but I have it to myself because it's the off season, so it's beautiful. I have stayed in one hostel in my life, and that happened not that long ago in Austin, Texas, and I learned that I am unreasonably old for hostels, and that will never ever happen again. So I am as broke a Bitcoiner as I am, I will stick to my own rooms. Austin, I refuse to pay $300 for a hotel room in Austin. Austin doesn't have enough space for people to live. Kind of like Denver was when they legalized weed. Everyone moved in, so I have no idea what was happening in Austin when I was there to teach my workshop and stuff. But that was my first experience staying at a hostel, first and last. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm like way too old for this. Okay, your question. How many days can we stay above the 128 moving average if it's to remain a valid indicator? It's not about that. Your question is, it's not about how many days you stay above. It's so here's the daily chart, right? What you want is now the daily chart, the 128-day moving average has been very, very useful, even though it was way more useful prior to the bear market. Though, and again, right here was a beautiful rejection. Here, the 128-day moving average did not do a good job, but here it did a great job. And okay, sorry, I need dates. The 128-day moving average was a beautiful def cross rejection in May of 2018. It failed you to be useful in July of 2018. It was a beautiful rejection in September of 2018 and a beautiful rejection in October of 2018. Now, it would have been nice to get another rejection in the February of 2019, and it would have been nice for it to reject the price again here to be relevant. So if you break this moving average back and forth a bunch of times, this moving average may never be useful again. So I wouldn't talk about how many days it stays above. How many days it stays above is actually irrelevant. What you want from the 128-day moving average is that you want the price to go a little bit higher than this, to be noticeably higher than the 128-day moving average. So if the price, say, goes up to even 4,600, that would be sufficient enough above the 128-day moving average to consider it fully broken. Then you want to pull back to the 128-day moving average, and you want the 128 average to play the role of support of the price as we fall back into the 128-day moving average. If the 128 average can support the price on a pullback, then it becomes enormously critical once again for the future of Bitcoin and being a good indicator. If we go back down after 5,000 and we break through the 128-day moving average like it's nothing, then the 128-day moving average may no longer be very useful in Bitcoin. So the 128-day moving average is actually on the clock, but not based on the number of days staying above or below it. That's irrelevant. It's about how the price behaves as it bounces into it or off of it. I hope that answers your question in full. Okay, I have to get going, and but before I do, please check out Traders Fair in Egypt. I will be speaking there this Saturday. I believe it is free to attend. You just have to RSVP, sign up on the website. It is a trading conference, free to attend, so it'll be fun. Now, I will be in, this is my schedule. These are my workshops. This is my calendar. This is my affiliate page. So you can see right here, the Carnivory dinner will take place the day before the Malta conference. Here is the Malta conference, Understanding Bitcoin. It's going to be absolutely great. Please come to Malta if you are free. We are finishing up the speaker pictures, almost there. The agenda is going to be posted this week. Again, it's going to be really, really awesome. Hey, Mir got a picture. Awesome. So this is great. I love the pictures, guys. I absolutely love it. We do have some extra rooms. We were anticipating the 5-star hotel being sold out. We bought a few rooms in bulk to make it a little bit cheaper. We have a few less speakers than we anticipated, and some of the speakers. Thank you so much, guys. By the way, some of the speakers. This is a conference that will cost the organizers money. So thank you to the speakers that are working for companies whose companies were able to support their expenses. Thank you so much for that. Next year, we will do a much better job, and we'll have some sponsors, and we will have more money, and we will able to take care of the speakers so much better on the next go around. The first go around is always challenging, but we do have a couple of rooms that we had pre-bought, and if you are interested in staying at a 5-star resort where the conference is taking place to have easier access, please, you can either buy the room independently or for the 4 days of the event. Though the conference part is 2 days, we have the speakers dinner and carnivory day before. Sunday is still kind of open. We're gonna try and basically help people set up the stuff in person, and you have more access to speakers, and we can chat, and we can have little breakout rooms. So day 3 is still up in the air a little bit, but we will be there to help you guys out. Okay, not much more to say. Please check out and support. And on that note, I have to say goodbye to you guys. I have to say goodbye to Mallorca. It was great. Can't wait to come here again next time, definitely in the summertime. I know there'll be more people, so it'll be a lot more packed, but looking forward to it. The beaches looked great, just not a little too cold to swim, but it was awesome, really nice. The food's been good. Thank you, the organizers, the blockchain days, for having us here, and hopefully I'll see you guys again. All right, talk to you on the next one. Time to check out and go to the airport, fly off to Egypt. I'll be flying all day, so no more contact. Bye, guys.